guys, welcome back to my channel. This week's video is a little bit different than last week's. Last week's was a clothing haul, but I also wanted to do a makeup look, and I love Halloween. Halloween is one of my favorite times of the year, if not my favorite. My other is Thanksgiving because I love to cook and I love food, but this is definitely close to that. They're neck and neck. But this is what I created today. So it is a sunflower scarecrow kind of vibe. I saw a bunch of these looks on Pinterest, but I kind of wanted to take it my own direction, and then someone I know wanted me to do this for them. But I kind of wanted to try it out on myself first to see what I would change next time I did it, which I'll go over in the outro after I finish the look. But yeah, so it is super fun. It's not too scary, so you can definitely do it when you're taking your kids out trick-or-treating, or your nieces, nephews, whatever, if you're trick-or-treating this year. Yeah, so this is the look I created. If you want to see how I got it, then please keep watching. Okay, so let's get started. I have a few new goodies. I just went to Ulta yesterday, and as you saw, if you follow me on Instagram, which you totally should, I got Morphe. I was lucky enough to get my hands on the Hocus Pocus palette. And then what I'm going to be mainly using today, I think, is the Revolution by Alexa Stone palette. Really pretty. I'm going to start with my base. You can always do your base afterwards if you prefer. As always, I have my little mirror over here, so if you see me looking over here, that's why. To start, I'm going to take a poreless putty primer. Super creamy. It's a heavier primer, so I would say don't get it if you have super oily skin. I kind of want to keep the skin a little bit more basic, especially because I do a lot of other Halloween looks that are really heavy on my skin. My skin's kind of been irritated lately. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of foundation, nothing crazy, and then I'll touch it up with concealer. And yes, this is darker than my face, it's okay. It matches the rest of me pretty well. And you're going to lighten it with concealer. Take a Real Techniques beauty sponge and buff that into the skin, make it look more even. I'm going to take Rimmel Stay Matte Soft Matte Concealer. So this is the eye that we're going to be doing the normal look on. This is the eye we're going to do the sunflower look on. So I kind of want to focus more of the base on this side of my face, because this side is going to be something totally non-traditional, so you don't really need to worry about it too much. Okay, so now since we have our foundation and concealer done, I am going to set it with the Revolution baking powder in Banana. Why do they make these little seals on powder so hard to get off? I can't be the only one who has nails that tries to do this and just doesn't succeed. Okay, so as always, we're going to leave the lid still wet. We're not going to set the lid because we're going to use the concealer as our base for the eyeshadows. So I'm just going to tap a little and then set underneath my eye with this. And we're not really baking with this, even though it's a baking powder, you can still set with this. Okay, and then I'm going to take the Coty Air Spun, which I'm sure you've all seen on YouTube before, to set the rest of my face. Again, very lightly, you don't need to do anything too heavy because the base is not the focus for this look. But you still want to set it so it doesn't get all, it doesn't slide around on your face throughout the day. Then I'm going to take the Revolution Mega Bronzer in 02 Warm. And then just buff it all together with the powder brush that you use to set the face, just to make sure it's all nice and blended. So we're not going to do any blush today. We're going to throw on one eyebrow we're gonna leave this eyebrow alone because we're gonna cover that with brown eyeshadow to make the center of the sunflower, and we're gonna put petals all around the center of it. I'm actually using a new brow product today as well, and you'll see me opening a few products today. It's because I went shopping, as I told you. I got the Morphe palette and everything, and the Alexis Stone palette. I just like went a little bit crazy. This is the color Mocha. It looks so satisfying. So I'm going to do this off camera really quick because I have to kind of get out of frame to do this, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I have one eyebrow finally done. It took me forever. The new brush is so let me show you my brush I'm used to. Really small, and then this is the brush in size comparison that I just used. So it's really big. So when I went to go do my arch, I like took it up to the skies because it just, when I curved it, it went way too high, so I had to fix it. I think we're gonna just start with this eye and get this eye out of the way because this one's the fun one. So I'm gonna pat out the creases of the concealer that we didn't set earlier. So I'm gonna get out my palettes that I just got. So this Morphe palette has some really good shadows because there's a lot of oranges and stuff like. And then the Alexis Stone palette is also really nice, but I think I'm gonna use a lot of the Morphe. I thought I was gonna be using more of the Alexis Stone, but I mean, it has yellows in it, which I'm definitely going to be using, and these colors over here, this row right here, that's going to be perfect for today's look. So for starters, I'm going to take a large blending brush. I'm just going to take a really warm toned brown color and pop that into the crease. And then we're going to take the color Ignition, which is like a warm toned red-brown color, and we're going to just define the crease with this. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to buff it out plenty. I'm just placing it where I want it. And then going in with the same color that we used first, the Disrupt, we're going to just go over that and kind of buff it out with just the slightest bit of color on the brush. And then take the color Ignition with the same pointer brush that we used and kind of follow along where we winged out the color before. So I got this. Next, I've seen it all over Instagram with new Halloween looks. It's a SFX cream palette. I think I'm going to take the yellow shade, and instead of using concealer to cut my crease, I think I'm going to use that to cut my crease. So that product isn't the best. It's super like pulley on the, it's thicker than a concealer, so it pulls on the skin, so it's really hard to get a clean line. So I'm going to actually just switch to concealer, and it'll still give the same effect. I just wanted to see if I could get that to work, which I couldn't. So let's just use concealer. I got this idea that I wanted. It's just not clean. It's not how I wanted it to look. And we're gonna go with the color, check my chart here. This is the color Make Believe. It's super pretty. Here, I'll show you actually because it's just too pretty not to show. So it's this color here, super gorgeous. Oh, guys, that's gorgeous. It doesn't have a lot of color payoff because it's a pressed glitter, but it's so nice. So then I'm just going to do a wing eyeliner, and that's the kind of wing you want it to follow really the curve of the cut crease. But that's the wing. I'm going to pop on some mascara and then maybe clean up the bottom line. I don't know if I need to yet, but I'm going to pop on some mascara really quick. Okay, so that's the first eye done. It's really pretty, just kind of to go along with the colors. So now we can start on this eye. And I think first we're just going to trace what I want to be the brown part. So you're just going to trace a line. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to fill it in, I promise. Just fill in and then set it just like an eyeshadow base. And just start literally just painting. Alright, so now you're kind of looking like you got punched in the face. I'm going to take an eyeshadow that's close to the color of the center of a sunflower. And I'm just going to fill that in. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to put petals around it. We're going to take a little fake flower that I found downstairs in the craft bin. Actually, I have two. And we're just going to cut away the little petals. And they're two different sizes, so I'm going to layer as well. So I'm just going to take some lash glue and attach it to the outside. So there's the first one. Okay, so we have the first round of petals done. Now we need to do the second one. It's definitely time consuming, but it looks pretty cool, I think. So now we have all the petals on. They're still drying. I'm gonna just add some detail to the petals with some orange and brown colors. So I'm just taking a light orange color and kind of just making them a little bit more vibrant. I'm gonna add some brown eyeliner. I'm gonna tightline with this. And I'm gonna finish off my mascara on both eyes. It's really hard to see with these petals. So next, I think I'm going to do the lip detailing to make it like a little bit more Halloween, because I feel like right now it's just kind of random. So I'm gonna take my liquid liner once again, and I'm gonna create the smile lines. They do not have to be perfect. We're gonna kind of smudge them out with black eyeshadow later anyway. I'm just gonna take my precise eyebrow brush. I'm also gonna be using the SFX palette. It is so hard to see with these petals, guys. Like, I can't see like when I go like this because these petals are blocking my vision. Okay, so next I'm going to take the black eyeshadow from the Kat Von D palette with a little smudger brush, and I'm just going to kind of set and go over that because it is a cream product and we are using it in our mouth, so if we're going to be eating or drinking or anything, you really should set it. And then I'm going to take the SFX palette again with the red color. Just a little bit. Just to like, kind of like highlight the black, I guess you'd say. That way it's not just like one flat black color. So now I'm just going to add the lines on the mouth to finish it off. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I kind of like it. There's a few things I would have done differently. I would have had something to put over the petals so you couldn't really see the glue because it dries sort of translucent, which isn't a big deal. I'm just a perfectionist. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. This is sort of like a mix between scary and cute. The palette, the Morphe palette, I have to find out which one it is. It is the 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. It is amazing. This shimmer color that I used, gorgeous. It takes a little bit of time to do this because you have to individually place every petal, but I think it's a lot of fun. If you guys recreate this look, tag me. I want to see it. I want to see how you guys recreate this, put your own spin on it. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.